We gotta be honest with you, there really aren't a lot of amazing Simpsons games. More than 25 games have been released in the last 25 years, and most of them are pretty much licensed garbage. But there are several pretty okay Simpsons games, and a few downright great ones. These are the 10 best virtual Springfields out there, not including 1997's actual virtual Springfield, which wasn't really a game. Number 10, Bart's House of Weirdness. This action, adventure, strategy, platforming game looks gorgeous, especially considering it's almost a quarter of a century old. But the sharp, colorful graphics belie the terrible controls, confusing mechanics, and cheap enemy placement. It's a frustrating experiment in trial and error, but at least it's pretty. Number 9, Bart vs. the Juggernauts. The Simpsons' take on the American Gladiators is a surprisingly competent collection of portable minigames. The skateboarding obstacle courses and King of the Hill battles are cleanly animated and wisely take the Game Boy's limited screen space into account. And a lot of cute Simpsons humor sneaks into the post-game commentary. Number 8, Virtual Bart. If you've ever felt the need to steer Bart Simpson on a motorcycle across a post-apocalyptic wasteland, or wondered what he looked like transformed into a dinosaur, then everything is coming up Milhouse. Virtual Bart is the game for you. The minigames are simple and reasonably well animated, but the whole thing does get pretty tedious pretty fast. Number 7, The Simpsons Road Rage. The Simpsons Road Rage is basically Crazy Taxi set in Springfield. The similarity was so striking, in fact, that Sega actually sued developer Radical Entertainment and publisher EA. The matter was settled out of court. It's a pretty shallow game, although the voice samples were funny.
Glad to be of service.
Your speediness will be rewarded in the next life.
Number 6, Krusty's Funhouse and Krusty's Super Funhouse. This one puts you in control of Krusty the Clown as he herds rats through mazes to an extermination area. Many Simpsons games apply the license to established genres, and yes, this one is much like Lemmings. The extermination devices are run by familiar faces like Bart, Homer, and Sideshow Mel. Krusty's Funhouse came to every platform available in 1992. On the Super Nintendo and Genesis, it was called Super Funhouse, and it was a pretty solid game. Number 5, The Simpsons Game on DS. The DS version of 2007's The Simpsons Game was developed separately from its console counterparts. Not only are the side-scrolling graphics impressive for the handheld, it included fun minigames based on classics like Frogger and Space Invaders. It also added a virtual pet called Pet Homer, which tasked you with feeding, entertaining, and keeping Homer alive. Number 4, The Simpsons Game. This 3D platformer was loosely based on the Simpsons movie released in 2007. Developed and published by EA, it boasted an original storyline from writers of the Simpsons TV show, where our heroes must save 8-bit versions of themselves from SimCity creator Will Wright and Simpsons creator Matt Groening. While it was short and the platforming was pretty standard, the sharp writing and cool visuals made it one of the better Simpsons games. Number 3, The Simpsons Tapped Out. Tapped Out puts you in charge of creating and maintaining your own Springfield. All of your favorite characters and locations are included. That Simpsons charm is hard to resist, making this free-to-play mobile game a top-tier effort in the pantheon of virtual Springfields. Number 2, The Simpsons Arcade Game. From the golden age of Konami's 4-player arcade cabinets such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and X-Men, The Simpsons Arcade Game is just bursting with detail and clever touches. Select either Marge, Homer, Bart, or Lisa, and beat up everyone in Springfield on your quest to rescue Maggie. This one was re-released on both Xbox Live and PlayStation Network in 2012, but it has since been removed. So unfortunately, finding one of those arcade cabinets is currently the only legitimate way to play. And number 1, The Simpsons Hit and Run. Few would argue that Hit and Run is the best Simpsons game. Developed by Radical Entertainment, which also developed Road Rage and would go on to create Prototype 1 and 2, Hit and Run gave the GTA formula a Simpsons skin. Again, writers from the show were brought on to script the story, and the official voice cast is all here. The game turns you loose in a Springfield sandbox where you're free to drive cars, beat people up, run from the cops, and collect items. While it's certainly not a GTA killer, fans of the TV series found exactly what they were looking for in an open-world Simpsons game. So that's how we'd rank the Simpsons games. Have your own list? Feel strongly about Bart versus the Space Mutants? Let us know in the comments, and for everything video games, stay tuned to IGN.